Hi everybody and welcome to my latest video diary. I'm in the mortuary today with Ken and Sherry from our fantastic mortuary and bereavement services, who are going to showcase some of the work that happens in the mortuary to support relatives and really importantly support colleagues through the medical examiner's service. So Ken, can you just talk to me and give me an overview of some of the things that happen in the mortuary services?
The mortuary services are divided up now into three distinct parts: the mortuary, the bereavement services, and the medical examiner service. The mortuary mainly deals with storing of the deceased patients from wards and community, and carrying out post-mortem examinations on behalf of the coroner. We rely greatly on the work and association with the bereavement and ME officers in death certificate completion and scrutinisation of hospital deaths. And I would like to mention that the medical examiner service to the hospital is a relatively new service, introduced to the hospital in 2018. A very important aspect of death scrutinisation, and it's been introduced in a way to audit the types of deaths that are being that are happening in the hospital, and also to scrutinise the deaths and make sure that the right type of death is referred to the coroner, and therefore subsequently the right type of post-mortem is carried out, and to reduce the wrong type of post-mortem being referred to the coroner. Also gathering clinical details for medical audit, etc. We reach out to the community in relation to supporting the community in relation to supporting bereaved relatives, and in our association we're working with funeral directors, crematoriums and burial parks, and that service is important because I like to reassure the public that the care of the patient continues after death, right until the patient is transferred to the funeral services.
And Sherry, who does coordinate all of our fantastic ME service, as Ken was saying, relatively new. Can you just talk me through the importance of ME and how that works?
ME work is really important because what we're doing is we're scrutinising the notes. We're making sure that every patient gets the correct cause of death, making sure that there's no missed events, to make sure that our mortality numbers are right, and just to keep on top of things, looking for trends, dealing with issues if they arise before it becomes a problem.
Fantastic, thank you. And how many medical examiners have we got now?
9 who cover 11 PAs a week. We've just recently got Rochelle take over as our lead. She's doing fantastic with the community rollout as well as looking after everything in the trust.
Fabulous. And from both of your perspectives, a huge amount of engagement with people outside of the organisation into the community, lots of different agencies. Do you just want to talk a little bit about that, Ken, maybe?
Yeah, in particular, we work very close. In my long service to the trust, I now find myself working with 3 generations of local funeral directors, having worked with their fathers and their grandfathers. Likewise, 3 generations of local people, local families. And the funeral directors in particular, there is changing times ahead, and funeral directors are not really regulated as the hospitals are, and so we need to work with our colleagues in the funeral service to educate them in the ways of the not just the coroner's office now, but the medical examiner service in particular, and working very closely with those funeral operatives, and also working in liaison with the families to show the families, demonstrate to the families that everyone around them is working for the same cause.
Yeah, absolutely, really key work and really key for the families. And we've also got a board of bereavement service. Can you just talk about that and how you support families at some of the worst times in their lives?
I've recently done some talks with some paediatric nurses on the bereavement side of dealing with babies, and dealing with children in particular is difficult, and the best way to come across to people is to be transparent. And I usually tell them that it's not I've suffered personal loss, and I think times of bereavement that helps to show people that you have suffered, you do understand their grief, and we're there to support them. It's important we also know our restrictions and remits, because there are other professional support agencies out there that we can refer people to. We offer more of a bereavement service than a counselling service, but we are there to give advice through Sherry's team of bereavement officers, give advice and support and recommendations should relatives want ongoing counselling, which is important. Local funeral directors, obviously, they offer counselling services within their own institution, and we all work together in delivering bereavement care to the best we can.
So we have the chaplaincy service that we do refer families to if they need it. So in the mornings when families phone in, we'll talk to them. We'll ask them if they'd like a call from our chaplaincy team, just for someone to listen, to support. But we do work closely with St Clair's Hospice as well, so they've got like the bereavement CAF and that, and there are some works going around and getting our own bereavement CAF. That's with Jill in the chaplaincy leading that up. So hopefully that'll come up within the new year, and we'll have somewhere else where we can refer families to. We do have lots of information. I personally constantly research on the internet to see what's available out there. So we've got lots of children's charities that go through different age groups, so we can and make sure that the parents have got the right information for their age of their children, as well as we've got information if children are on spectrums and things like that. So we have got lots of information that is widely available to staff, families, anyone who needs it.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for today. Thank you for all of the work that you do. You've got, I think you were saying, more than 55 years experience between just the two of you, let alone everybody else in your team, in the organisation. So thank you. Really complex set of services, really, really important for our families, really important for our colleagues. Thank you very much, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.